You there! This is Dave and Jason
Hey!
from DC On Screen. It's that time again. We need help from you to grow our show. But keep listening because there's something in it for you. Give us a 5-star written review on iTunes for a chance to win a free DC trade paperback, DVD, or Blu-ray valued at $15 or less. 1 in 10 will win. The winner will be randomly selected with a number generator on random.org and announced on one of our news episodes. It's pretty simple, really.
Free stuff!
Hooray! Anyway, yeah, seriously, do that. It helps us a lot. It's, like, so good. Anyway, sit back. Enjoy this brand new episode of DC On Screen. Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 234. I am your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hey!
Today we are going to get super spoilery on Lucifer 2x05, Weaponizer. To recap, Uriel, little brother to Amenadiel and Lucifer, shows up to take Momma home once and for all, or to wipe her out of existence. Amenadiel tries to stop him with pure swagger and gets his not-so-angelic-anymore ass kicked. He then has to reveal to Lucifer that he has fallen because, pick a sin. Lucifer takes it upon himself to upend Uriel, and only briefly succeeds before Uriel's pattern-seeking superpowers give him the upper hand. Uriel refuses to kill Lucifer with the newly acquired Sword of Azrael, but doesn't mind killing the demonic Maze, who arrives in hopes of punching Lucifer to safety. Maze is bested, but Lucifer manages to shank Uriel with Azrael's sword, erasing him from both life and the afterlife. Lucifer, in a haze of shock and sorrow, embraces his mother over what he has done. There was also a procedural story where Lucifer and Chloe tried to solve the murder of an 80s action star that both Lucifer and Dan were really enthusiastic about. It has Inhuman Magneto from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Cordelia from Buffy, and Hermes from Futurama. It tied in with the better story because Lucifer was aware that Uriel was trying to off Chloe through causation patterns.
I forget exactly what you said earlier. Like, we were talking last night, and like cryptically, you're like, I have a confession. I enjoyed Lucifer this week.
Something along those lines.
It was something around that. And I had to admit, like, me too. Oh my god, what happened? I don't know what happened, but they had some fun, and Uriel was downright compelling. Mm-hmm.
He was enjoyable. His ability to see patterns was a lot of fun. Really was.
I mean, it was cool watching him fight Lucifer too, because Lucifer looks like a very compelling presence, and just compared to him, and man.
You know what Uriel reminded me of was
Batman?
No. Ironically, he reminded me of a character named Crowley from Good Omens, written by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. Huh. At the very beginning, when he kind of looks over and sees the skateboard and goes and moves it just slightly to the left, and that just offsets that whole chain reaction of terrible things. That character did that in Good Omens. I
could relate to that.
Yeah.
I just when he's sitting there telling Lucifer, like, I thought it'd take longer to understand you, and in the fight, I'm sitting there thinking, man, they've got a Batman in the show now. Mm-hmm.
And then they killed him.
Well, what he says, patterns are tricky like that. I needed to study you a bit. Like, as he's taking some hits, like, I just needed to study you a minute. Took less time than I expected. Mm-hmm. And then, they shanked him. Shanked him right off the show. And they even stopped for the exposition of like, you're gone in this life, and you don't make it to the other life. You're just plain gone. Mm-hmm. So, thanks for letting us know just how deeply we will never be seeing Michael Imperioli on the show again.
You dicks.
You gave us a good thing, and then you took it away. And does it not seem obvious that Mom kind of wanted him taken out in particular? You know, the guy who sees the patterns, who might actually see what she was up to, because, you know, I don't expect it's much different than it has ever really been for them. It's still that they don't know what Mom or Dad is up to. Mm-hmm. No one does. Lucifer has lots of great speeches about this too. What do you say? I think he said, like, this is quote, Dad showed me an open door. Does that mean I'm supposed to take you back to hell, or is he insinuating that hell was getting drafty? Nobody bloody knows, because the selfish bastard won't just tell us.
Yeah, that's an interesting take. If we got more of that kind of stuff, more of the celestial family stuff, way less of the procedural stuff, that's what I would rather have on this show.
Yeah, episodes like this, when they give them to us, we finally dig. I remember there were a couple of these toward the end of last season that were like, finally getting into the actual heaven and hell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this one they did a good job of, like you said, it actually ties in. The procedural part actually works, and it doesn't feel too gimmicky. And God help me, Dan and Lucifer were just adorable, geeking out over their little action hero.
What was it Lucifer said? Ninjas and tons of nudity in the first two?
Yeah.
I did really enjoy when Lucifer was interrogating the guy and said, "Welcome to Devil Time." She's like, what is that?
Oh, no.
Then when they asked Charisma Carpenter why she divorced an action star and then married another action star, she was like, it was the 90s. We did a lot of coke. That was good. The She's My Lighthouse thing was great. Really funny.
Yeah.
I always enjoy seeing Phil Lamar. If there is a great sin in this episode, is that they didn't really do anything with Phil Lamar. Because he's good.
He is. I can't. I could go on and on about how much Futurama was improved by that man, but I'd be here for 25 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I did love the conversation where Amenadiel explains to Lucifer that he doesn't have his powers, and Lucifer says, "How?" And he goes, "Pick a sin."
Yeah, I've fallen.
Welcome to the club, brother. Meetings on Tuesdays.
Right. Well, he does actually tell him probably the best thing that ever happened to you. Might end up being true, actually.
Yeah.
No, more than that, though, getting back to Uriel, he convinces him to, before he admits to not having his powers, after he gets his ass handed to him by Uriel, which, by the way, angel fight! Always fun.
Immortal
there was
combat!
Yeah. No one's ever going to win combat. Woo! There was some cool, we'll call it the celestial exposition. Amenadiel, the firstborn, we all looked up to you, that kind of stuff. Loved it. And him just trying to be intimidating anyway. But the line he dropped on him, I freaking loved. You're lost in a crowd of your betters. If God wants something done, he sends me.
Yeah.
That was, I was impressed Uriel stood up to that.
Yeah, that was solid. D.B. Woodside can just nail a line, man.
He hasn't not nailed a line. Tell me one time he's the one who failed you on any of these episodes.
Well, no, I can't.
It's not.
That's why God sends him.
Like, all our problems with Lucifer, not one single line where we're like, yeah, and Woodside could have done that better. No, man. Nails it every single day. Every single day. That man comes to work, applies pure gold to the situation, and walks away.
Absolutely. He nails everything on that show, even demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that being said, even when I like the episode, I still don't have much more to say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty much done here. Nifty little episode. Some stuff finally happened. Cool. Great. And I did watch the promo for this one. Next episode, they're kind of teasing the idea that Lucifer's going to go true evil now, and I don't know, start like tripping grandmothers in the street or something. I don't know.
What? That's crazy.
And it'd be a lot of fun to watch him actually be the devil. So we'll see, but I'll believe it when I see it. I get the feeling he may have lost the knack for it. He'll try to be evil, and it's like, well, why did you pay you paid the bill at a tab? Like, evil people don't pay the tabs, like, but I didn't leave a tip.
Right. Was that something you just made up, or was that actually in the promo?
No, thank God that's just something I made up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, according to this show, he's never been evil anyway.
Yeah. He's definitely been, like,
just
the hand of vengeance, but not... That by itself was supposed to be, like, just another function of being good.
Yeah. So,
We'll see.
I sincerely hope there's more of this, though. I could deal with this all day.
Yeah. No, I'd be digging this series.
All right, well, thank you guys for listening to DC On Screen. You can find every episode on DCOnScreen.com. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play, or wherever else pods are caught. We're proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, GiantSizeTeamUp.com. Check out the other awesome shows on the network. Our next episode is going to be Supergirl 203, Welcome to Earth. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.